Good morning, everybody. I hope you are looking forward to a great workout. So I'm coming at you with the exercises that are new or needed reviews for today. We are going to start with a pair of dumbbells. So the first one on our list is a combination move, a dumbbell squat to a lunge curl. So you're looking for a weight that you can definitely curl. We're not doing very many total repetitions, so something on the heavier side would be good. So I'm going to start in a neutral position with the palms facing in towards my legs. I'm going to squat first. So hips drive back, arms are going to go right down on my side. I'm going to stand, and as I stand, I'm going to step into a lunge and add a bicep curl. Back to center, I'm going to squat again. As I stand, I'm going to lunge with the opposite leg, curl when I'm down, and return. So that makes 2 repetitions. You only have 6 total. So focus on a nice big squat, big drive up into that lunge, squat, lunge. All right. Make sure on that one too, your goal is to curl when you're down or curl as you're going down. So that's going to add a lot of instability to the bottom of that lunge. Next move is our dumbbell plank row. We've all done this one a couple of times, at least by now. But just a couple cues and reminders. So we have 1 dumbbell, or you could use 2, up to you. A lot of people don't like the pressure of the palm resting on that dumbbell. A lot of people prefer it. So the choice is yours. I'll show you both. So if I've got my pair of dumbbells, legs are back behind a little bit wider than hip width. That will help you with your balance. Abs in nice and tight. I'm going to alternate sides with a big row on one side first. So I'm going to take core nice and strong. I'm going to lift it, row that arm in, and return. And then I'm going to switch sides, lift, and return. So if you're only using one weight, I still want you to alternate sides. It kind of helps force you to keep the core nice and stable. So I'm going to take one hand firmly on the floor, row, and I'm going to switch sides and row. The key on this one, if you were looking in a mirror, is making sure that your shoulders, hips, knees, the entire front side of your body stays facing directly down to the ground. So if I lean and kind of release my core, you're going to be able to tell because your chest is going to rotate or your hips are going to come up into the air or those shoulders are going to turn. So really think about facing me or facing a mirror and forcing everything to stay straight ahead and down to the ground. It's only 6 on each side, so take your time on them and make sure they really count. All right, next on the list are our full release push-ups. We've also all done these before. So just a couple of reminders on those full release push-ups. Your goal is to keep your body as straight as possible at all times. So if you're up on your feet and your hands, as you lower to the ground, you want to get your chest to touch the ground first. And then the opposite on the way up. Your ultimate goal is to get your hips to come up and your chest to be the last thing. So, in our perfect world, we are heading down, straight body, chest touches first. My hands lift to show that I have fully gone to the ground. And then my hips come up first, chest is last. So modifications on this one. Your goal, whether you do push-ups from your knees or your feet, is to always start on your feet. So no matter what, I'm working on this position on the way down. This is where most people hit their biggest struggle, is this position right here. So if you need your knees, that's fine. Lift the feet up a little bit, pull the abs in nice and tight, and try to make those hips come up first still. If it ends up turning into a little bit of a worm first, that's okay. As soon as you can, pull that core in and find that straight body again. These are meant to be challenging. They should be. It's not a range of motion that we hang out in very often, going flat down to the ground. There's only 6 total, so really challenge nice straight body line, working on that core as well. While we're down here, the next exercise are our dumbbell tuck-ins. So these dumbbell tuck-ins are not going to start from flat like the ones in the assessment. These dumbbell tuck-ins are going to start from a balanced position. So you've got a dumbbell. That dumbbell can be held at the chest vertically, or you can hold it horizontally across the shoulders. Totally up to you. We're going to start by finding that balance point on the glutes. Abs are pulled in nice and tight, no arch in the low back. I'm going to extend everything as far as I can, trying to get that low back to touch, but not my shoulders. And then my goal is to get back to that balanced position. So the biggest challenge on this one is maintaining that dumbbell at your chest. It's real easy on the way down because it's going to help push us down. But on the way up, we tend to want to rock it forward because the more that weight comes forward, the easier it's going to be to come up. It's going to counterbalance our weight. So the closer you can keep the dumbbell to your chest, the more challenging this one will be. Alrighty, while we are down here, we got 2 more. The first one is our dumbbell lying overhead, or pull over with a crunch. This one we've done quite a few times too. We're adding the crunch to it, so I wanted to review it again. You can use a kettlebell on this one if you have a kettlebell that's heavier than a dumbbell. A lot of us on this one are probably in the 15 to 30 pound range, pretty easy. So if you have a kettlebell that fits that bill, go for that. If not, single dumbbell works totally fine, or a pair of dumbbells, squeezing them together will also work well. All right, so again on your grip, rotate myself a little bit. Again on your grip, you can either hold center or hold the outside if you have a dumbbell. Knees are bent, feet are up, so we already have a little bit of extra core challenge, pressing that low back to the ground. Head is resting on the floor to start. So I'm going to open my shoulders, pressing my low back down into the ground. Big reach, and at this point you should feel a nice stretch through the shoulders. I'm going to bring it back in, and when I get right over my face, I'm going to crunch it up to the ceiling. So notice I didn't say I'm going to reach for my feet. 2 things problem with that. When you reach for your feet, you end up crunching forward and actually losing a little bit of the challenge on the core. The other problem is that we end up using momentum to come up, which is not what we want. So make sure that as soon as you cross your eyeballs, you stop the arms, crunch the ceiling. So open the shoulders, big reach, eyeballs, crunch, and return. On that one, you may end up feeling more work from the crunch if you're really focusing on not letting it pass your head, which is perfectly fine. You'll start to feel the back of those shoulders in a little bit. The last one down on the ground here is our dumbbell lying chest press, legs in a bridge. So I got 2 dumbbells. This one will not work very well with your kettlebell unless you just absolutely don't have anything heavy enough, and then I'll show you what you can do with one weight. But if you have a pair, this one, feet are on the ground. Arms are going to start up toward the ceiling. The base of your weight, or the ends of your weights, are together. Abs in nice and tight. The first thing you're going to do is press through your heels, squeeze your glutes, and lift the hips in the air. From here, we're taking a chest press. So elbows are going to go out to the side till they tap the ground. And then we're going to press them right back up. It is important on this one to remember that your hands stay over your chest. They don't stay over your face. So hands stay over your chest. Elbows wide. Press back to the sky. As you press, think about pressing through your heels too, so you're really working on those hamstrings and glutes, and squeezing through your chest muscles. Hips are going to stay up for all of those. So it's 8 total. No dropping the hips between them. Keep them elevated the whole time. All right, guys, have fun with those dumbbell exercises. I will see you soon.